Hello, I'm now going to talk about the general training writing. Now, the IELTS general training writing test takes 60 minutes, same as the academic. Candidates have to complete two tasks of 150 and 250 words for task 1 and 2 respectively. However, task 1 is always a letter, while task 2 is an essay based on a given topic. The topics of the questions will be of general interest, and no specialist knowledge is required. For example, topics can include travel. You may need to read an article about somebody's adventure in Indonesia or something like that. The topics might include something about accommodation, explain something about the first house you lived in, or describe your family home, or it might be an account of the trends in accommodation in Singapore. It may also be current affairs, the recent royal wedding in London or something like that. It could be about shopping, and it could be about services in general, such as insurance services or restaurant services or other kinds of services. There might be an article about health issues, health trends, dietary advice. It could be something about welfare, basically which countries provide the best social welfare for their citizens, and so on and so forth. It could be about recreation. It could be a sports event. It could be about what people like to do in their holidays. It could be about a specific recreation, such as swimming or skiing. It may also be about a social or physical environment. A social environment may be an environment that is perhaps a little bit repressed and close-minded. Or it might be about a physical environment, such as the landscape of a particular country, like, for example, a high-altitude area such as Nepal or Bhutan. Okay, writing task 1. In task 1, candidates are asked to write a letter which needs to be semi-formal or formal in tone. In response to a given problem or situation, candidates will be asked to include information covered in 3 bullet points in the question. So that means that you have to include that information, or you have to refer to that information in one way or another. For example, you might want to say the bullet points might suggest something like, say who you are, explain what the problem is, ask for a solution, something like this. Types of letters. Okay, well, there's all kinds of formal and semi-formal letters. One type of letter is a complaint. You're complaining about something that went wrong. Such as, for example, you bought a product and you took it home and it didn't work. Or you might be making a formal request. You might be requesting information. You might be writing a letter to a company asking about their schedule or their structure or their financial reports, things like that. Another kind of letter is a job application. So here you've seen an advertisement, or somebody in a company has told you that that company is looking for a specific kind of person, and you feel that you will fit the bill, that you're a suitable candidate, and then you write a letter to the particular company and a specific person. A letter may be personal. A personal letter is a letter to a lover, a member of your family, a good friend, and so on and so forth. It may also be a formal business letter, okay? This might be a report on financial situation of a company in another country, like other branches and things like this. Or it might be describing the needs of that company, or ways of improving the profits of that company. Okay, a letter of complaint. This is a letter you write to complain about something. It could be something you have purchased, such as a bicycle or a smartphone. It could be a bad service, a company that's supposed to be cleaning your offices is not appearing on time, or is ignoring the plants, and all the plants have died. It could be something like that. Or it could be an accident that happened to you, while you were ice skating or roller skating. You found a hole in the ground or a hole in the ice, and you tripped and broke your ankle, and you're asking for compensation, which you should. Now, you must describe the accident and demand appropriate responses. This means you demand from those who you consider to be responsible a solution and possibly compensation. Okay? Useful phrases for paragraph 1. Okay, I'm writing to complain about. I'm writing in regard to. The reason I'm writing to you is blah, blah, blah. I'm writing to express my concern about the noise in the neighborhood. I'm writing to express my concern or my dissatisfaction with a product that I've purchased from you. I would like to bring the matter of something to your attention. I would like to draw your attention to the increasing crime in our neighborhood. Maybe you're writing to the mayor or a local politician. Paragraph 2. I was supposed to receive, let's say you were supposed to receive a delivery from the post office. Unfortunately, that never happened. Where is my parcel that my parents sent me from England? Okay, you can imagine how unhappy I was to discover that my bicycle's tires were full of holes. I regret to inform you that your service was below my expectations. This may be to a hotel. You went to a hotel in another country and you didn't like the service. The staff were rude, the food was overly cooked or undercooked, and there was noise at night, and your room didn't have a view of the ocean or the sea. Now, another one. When I tried to contact you by phone, no one could offer me a sensible answer. Well, I know where that happens a lot. All right, another one. I contacted your representative in whatever. Unfortunately, he denied me the service that I requested. Okay, maybe there's a company that offers a special service or a special discount or a bonus or a bonus gift with their products. And then when you try to get that bonus gift, they said, no, we can't give it to you. So you complain. Paragraph 3. Okay, in this case, you're offering a solution, or you're suggesting a way of resolving the matter, or you're asking for a specific kind of response. Sentences you can use. The ideal solution would be that you refund my money, for example. Or, I hope you can settle this matter by responding quickly and resolving this issue. Another one, I insist on getting a refund of 10,000 ringgit for my problems or whatever. Please look into this matter as soon as possible. Here you're indicating a certain level of urgency. Maybe you're going to call your lawyer if they don't act. I believe this matter deserves your urgent attention. Again, something urgent. Please act quickly, or I will bring my lawyer or get somebody to come over and visit you. All right, there is a letter of request, and usually you're requesting information. This is the letter you write to a person for information of different kinds. For example, you may need to receive a bus schedule, or a train schedule, or a plane schedule. Or you might want a list of books or magazines on a certain topic from a library. Maybe you want to get all the latest National Geographic magazines. All right, you might also be asking for an itinerary for a trip you have planned. Where are you going to go? Where's the first visit? What tourist sites are you going to look at? You might also just be asking for something very simple. Please send me your website so that I can examine it. Something like that. Now, in this kind of letter, you have to explain who you are and why you need this information. I heard about your website. It's very interesting. My name is blah, blah, blah. And I'm very curious about the kind of information you will offer on your website. Okay, a job application letter. This is something we all have to do, and this is usually called a cover letter. Okay, this is a letter you write to apply for an advertised employment position. On the other hand, maybe a friend told you about the job. Who knows? Okay. Of course, you would attach your resume or CV to this letter because everything is by email these days. Anyway, but for IELTS, all you need is just this cover letter. In this kind of letter, you need to say how you heard about this vacancy and why you feel you are qualified for the job. What makes you a suitable candidate for this vacancy? Okay, in the beginning, you have to refer to somebody. You're writing a letter to a specific person. Now, you may know this person or you may not know this person. Now, there are sort of initial greetings or titles which you can use in all these instances. A semi-formal letter opens with "Dear something" and is followed by a name. Okay? By sir if it's a man, madam if it's a woman, or sir/madam if you don't know the gender. For example, dear Mr. Smith, dear Mrs. Smith, dear sir, dear madam, dear sir or madam. It might even be somebody in a hospital, you never know, or a university professor. So in that case, you would start with dear professor plus the name, or dear doctor plus the name. Okay, after that, you'll need to use some opening sentences. I'm writing to ask. I'm writing to tell. I'm writing to inform you that. What can you say? I'm writing to inform you that we will be officially married on June the 21st. Okay, example. I'm writing to ask, to inquire. I'm writing to inquire as to whether you have any blue bicycles in your shop. I'm writing with regard to a specific topic. I'm writing with regard to my visit to your restaurant last week. I'm writing with, in reference to. I'm writing with reference to, I'm writing in reference to, okay, with reference to an incident that happened in a restaurant last week. Okay, I'm writing in connection with, or I'm writing in connection to. So I'm writing in connection with a new event that you're introducing to the local high school. I'm writing in response to something. I'm writing in response to the new sports club that's been built around the corner. I'm writing to complain about something. I'm writing to complain about, and then you define or select. Requesting sentences. Sentences you use to request something, to ask for something. I would like you to blah, blah, blah. Send me some information. Give me a website address, etc. More polite. I would be grateful if you could. This is when you really want something and you're being extremely polite. Now, it could be for advice. I need to ask your advice about something, okay? I'm thinking of going to an Australian university and I need to ask your advice about the application procedure and the costs. I'd like to ask for information about. What I'm looking for is detailed information about the flights. Another very polite one is, would you be so kind as to, obviously here you really want something, would you be so kind as to send me information about your whatever courses. And finally, I hope you can assist me with something. I hope you can assist me with the application procedure, or I hope you can assist me with starting a bank account, or I hope you can assist me with learning to swim. Who knows? Okay, showing appreciation. I'm very grateful for. I'm so glad to have met you at the party last week, I'd like to thank you very much for the party that you arranged for everybody last week. Thank you very much for the present that you gave me. I very much appreciated the way you helped me when I was not feeling well last week. Okay, endings of letters. Yours faithfully, this means that you don't really know the person. Yours sincerely, this suggests that you probably do know the person. Regards, kind of a general semi-formal kind of way of saying goodbye. Yours, you can just say yours instead of yours faithfully. You can just say yours plus your name. And then best wishes, and then your name. All the best, same thing as best wishes, or wishing you to have the best of luck. With kind regards, a more polite way of saying regards. And with love, with usually family members, friends, whatever. Okay, some more useful tips. Basically, as with many parts of the IELTS exam, do not copy any part of the question in your answer. Try to use your own words and phrases as much as possible. Paraphrase. rearrange the sentences, the word order. Do all these things to make sure that it's very clear that you're using your own words and you're in control of the essay. Now, if you are weak in English, try to use shorter sentences. Okay? One of the problems with weak students or students who have problems with grammar is that their sentences are too long. Sometimes there's a whole paragraph without any punctuation or with lots of punctuation in all the wrong places. To control this problem, it's better to try and use shorter sentences. This helps you to control the grammar and the meaning of your writing more and contributes to a better cohesion mark in the end. This means that your essay looks like it goes together better and it flows together better. It's much easier to make things clear in a foreign language if you keep your sentences short. So don't forget that. Now, another thing is, don't repeat yourself. Okay? You're not going to get any more marks if you say the same thing in 5 different ways. Okay? You really need to make different points. You need to use your imagination. You need to use your general knowledge, and you do need to discuss different things. So don't repeat yourself and don't repeat the same ideas. This gives a bad impression. The examiner says, well, this guy doesn't know anything. And he isn't adding to the content, and he isn't adding to the content of his letter. So he's just basically repeating. That's not an essay. Another tip, think about the tenses of your verbs. Most of the tenses are defined by the verbs. If you're writing about something that happened in the past, your verbs will need to be in the past tenses, okay? Past simple, past perfect, past continuous, all these things. Now, if you have time, a quick check of your verbs at the end of the exam probably helps you find a few mistakes. Okay, another tip. Be relevant. This means stick to the subject. Don't go talking about things that are nothing to do with the topic or the task question. Although you can use your imagination to expand your answers and think of new ideas, if any part of your letter is totally unrelated to the question, then the examiner will dismiss it and deduct it from the word count. If you're writing an essay about education and you start talking about sport or nuclear energy, a whole sentence will be taken out of your essay, and you will lose all the words there. So you could end up writing a 250-word essay and have 40 words taken out because they're completely irrelevant. They're nothing to do with the topic. They're not answering any question at all. So try to make sure you stick to the topic. Keep it relevant to the task question. All right, finally, practice writing letters as much as you can. Write letters to your friends. Write job application letters. Write letters to universities making inquiries. Okay?